Hi, Miss Safi here. Thank you for joining me. In this lesson, we're going to go over combining sentences. I just love that. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to go over independent clause, compound sentences, coordinating conjunctions, and I give you a little mnemonic device to help you remember those coordinating conjunctions, fanboys, which we'll talk about, and then semicolon.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
All right, so an independent clause, you want to recognize this. An independent clause just means that it's independent, can be something that's by itself. And then clause is a group of words. So an independent clause is a group of words that can stand by itself as a simple sentence. So if you can add punctuation and capitalization to it, you basically have an independent clause. So you want to keep that in mind. An independent clause contains a subject and a predicate, and it makes sense by itself and therefore expresses a complete thought. An independent clause becomes a simple sentence, like I said, when you add punctuation and capitalization to the independent clause. Sentences have to be combined to avoid the boredom that would happen if all sentences were the same length. Sometimes a short sentence makes sense, sometimes a longer sentence is needed to do the job, but the point is you need to have variety to avoid boredom. So a compound sentence contains two independent clauses, so two, not just one. And they're joined by a coordinating conjunction, and the coordinators are as follows: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. You want to memorize these, and that's where this mnemonic device, this acronym, comes into play. Each letter in fanboys stands for one of these coordinating conjunction words. You get the idea. So fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. All right, let's do a little practice, and we're going to use fanboys to help us out.
Yes, well, warn us next time you're planning on thinking.
All right, so John fell down and dropped out. Now notice here we have an independent clause. We have a capital letter, the sentence makes sense, we have punctuation, we have a verb, and we have a subject. So there's our verb, and there's our subject. So we've got all pieces here that turn this independent clause into a simple sentence. But notice here I have another one. Danny ran a mile. Again, I have a verb, I have a subject, I have a capital letter, I have punctuation, and it makes sense. But I want to combine these two sentences. So what would I do? Well, I could use one of these handy words from our fanboys list to combine these two. So what would you pick? And what sort of punctuation would you use when you combine these sentences? All right, so Danny ran a mile, but John fell down and dropped out. Notice it's the same two simple sentences, and we took them and we combined them by using a coordinating conjunction. And in this case, we use the be from fanboys for the word but. I also want you to notice that there is a comma sitting here. So anytime you use a coordinating conjunction, it must be preceded by a comma. Let's try it again. So again, we have two independent clauses here that are simple sentences, and we want to combine them. So what would you use? Which of the words of the coordinating conjunctions listed down here would you pick, and which sort of punctuation would you put in there? So this first sentence says, Mother fixed the dessert, Susan ate dinner. Hopefully you came up with something like this that would make sense, in that Susan ate dinner and Mother fixed the dessert. So, comma, followed by a coordinating conjunction. In this case, we use the A from fanboys, which stands for and. Let's try it again. What do you think we should use here to combine these two sentences? Yay, I'm sure you picked the word so, and you have preceded that with a comma. I went to the game, so Joey went skating. Let's try another one. You can come with us, we are leaving early. What coordinating conjunction would make sense when we combine these two sentences? And don't forget your comma. How about you can come with us, but we are leaving early? So there's our comma, and there's the B from fanboys for the word but. Father told him it was time for bed. He still needed to study. So combine these two sentences using a coordinating conjunction and be sure to use the appropriate punctuation. So if you picked Father told him it was time for bed, but he still needed to study, you got it. And again, notice the comma, and we picked the word but for the B in fanboys. All right, here's another one. The boys got into a fight. The teacher sent them to the office. So go ahead and combine these two sentences. And if I'm going too fast at any point, feel free to pause and take it a little slowly to come up with your sentence and then check it against mine. So here we go. Did you use the same sort of coordinating conjunction here? And did you put a comma when you combine the two sentences? If so, great job. So notice that there's a little difference in this one. In this one, we've got a compound sentence with the semicolon. So this is another way we can combine sentences. So instead of putting that comma with a coordinating conjunction, I replaced it with a semicolon. So the boys got into a fight, semicolon, the teacher sent them to the office. The key thing is that your sentences have to be related to one another in order to do this. But it's just another way to add variety to your sentences and use that semicolon correctly. All right, Father told him it was time for bed, but he still needed to study. Now in this case, instead of saying comma but, we replaced it with a semicolon. So in this lesson, we went over independent clauses. Remember, those are simple sentences once you add the punctuation and the capitalization. They have subjects and they have verbs and they make sense. Then we looked at how to combine two independent clauses to make a compound sentence. And we did several practice sentences using fanboys, a mnemonic device for remembering the coordinating conjunctions to combine two independent clauses to make one compound sentence. And then we also looked at how a semicolon could be used in lieu of the comma and coordinating conjunction. If you have any questions at all, please do let me know. Email me your questions and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks so much.